I feel every day when I wake up. People like it, they like it. I keep to my own a lot, so it's like I'd rather create than go to clubs and like hand out my cards and act fake to people. Like I'd rather just stay at home and make videos and make clothes. And I want to see like homegrown stores. I want to see people who start their own businesses. Like San Francisco has had that culture. I've been around. So like I would be here almost like every day. So like I got to experience the Mission before all the gentrification and shit happened. It was like pretty different than now. Right now I'm in the Mission. I'm recording one of my latest singles in the Mission District. You know, I could be in LA, I could be in New York, but I'm doing here because I believe in the businesses here. I believe in people here who have shown me love to get.
So Phil, be back here in Frisco.
It feels wonderful. I really miss the Bay Area.
Where'd you grow up out here?
Nothing like Northern California. I was born in Argentina, and then we moved out here to the Bay. I've basically been in Oakland and San Francisco most of my life. 415, 510, I like them just the same. I like to make people feel beautiful, really. But to me, it's like people don't really see their inner beauty, or they don't see their outer beauty, and so it's, I show them that, whether it's through video or with photos. Like I want people to feel good about themselves. Shit, my mom, she's like super like amazing woman, you know, she's socialist, Buddhist, bisexual, queer woman, like, you know what I mean, like she was awesome. And so she had me at 10 years old handing out pamphlets on HIV prevention when I was like super young. Like, then she put me into like volunteering, and I spent about 10 or 12 years like working in nonprofits. I worked in almost every nonprofit in the city, like from in the Mission District and Fillmore, Tenderloins, Castro. Like I've done a lot of, like I could probably name about 20 different places that I volunteered, and they really helped change my life. The Center for Young Women's Development got me from juvenile hall, and they like put me in my first dark room, and they taught me all about photography, and I really like give thanks to them, and they gave me money to do it, so I really appreciate that. And Homies, I started working at Homies about like 8 years ago. I was volunteering with them, and recently, about 2 years ago, I got they gave me a grant and a loan for my personal business, and I was able to buy my Canon 5D.
Why do you do that stuff? What drives you to do it, to, you know, fight all these fights that you do? And does it ever seem too much for you at times?
Well, it's important. Like, I mean, it's a balance. You know, it was hard for me to shift from working on these like nonprofit organizations and then going into like an entrepreneur type of mindset. But it's like my mind never left the community. You know what I mean? So it's like I may be, you know, making a personal business for myself or making music or clothing, but I still like give back, and I reach out, and I have interns, and I have, you know what I mean, I come back and I do shows for free, or, you know, I work with the, you know, the same organizations that I used to work with. It's important to understand that for us to advance, we need to like take away the mindset of, you know, being a monetary society, and we need to like understand that we need to advance as a race, you know, health-wise, mind-wise, brain-wise, heart, emotionally. Like, we need to understand that money is the root of all evil. And so that's why I'm like, I'm all constantly in the community. I'm constantly trying to help out whatever cause it is, like, because that's, at the end of the day, like, we all die broke. Because you die with no money. What are you gonna do when you're dead without money? You know, people remember you for what you did, not what you had. So that's what I want to be remembered for. I just make music that, to me, feels good. So if it makes you feel good, then I put it in the feel-good category. I got no PR, basically. So it was like all the support from Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter. Tumblr especially, like I'm on there all the time. Like I respond to as many people as I can, and they're really supportive. Like my clothing line is just like blown up because of Tumblr. I went on tour with Corazon, and it was for her tour with Neon Indian. Vice Magazine sponsored it, and we went all around the East Coast. on a tour bus, and it was amazing. You know, we woke up every day in a new state. I got to see different people, different cultures, and I got to be in almost every state that I had never been in my life. I went to New Orleans. I've dreamt about going there all the time, and I was able to see French Quarters. We went to Brooklyn and Long Island, and a whole bunch of different places, and it was great. Like, that tour helped me fund my trips to go back home. So, you know, without that, I wouldn't be seeing my family in Argentina. And so I really appreciate, what she did. The thing with Corazon is that she keeps a lot of the people that were around her from before, like, still close to her, and that's important. Like, supporting the people that were there for me. And, I got a lot of love for that. Dirty Bitch, my first music video, like, it was my first kind of like official video, and I directed it, and I had my friend Shane Nash, he helped me shoot it, and then my friend Whitney helped me shoot the second part. I was really nervous. I was like, when I was uploading it, I'm like, I'm gonna get no views, nobody's gonna like this, and then, like, how YouTube has a stop at 300, I don't know, like, they've been doing that a lot lately, where if you get, like, a lot of hits, they want to make sure that it's, like, not a spam bot or whatever. So when it first came out, it had like 300 for 2 days, and I was like, damn, nobody likes my video, nobody likes my song, I'm gonna quit. And then it released the real numbers, and it was like at 30,000, so I was like, oh shit, like, okay, people are watching. I got a lot of slack, a lot of shit for putting out Dirty Bitch, which is my first music video, but to me, like, I'm free, like, my own personality, like, I'm free, like, sexually, I speak about it, I do it, like, I feel like a lot of times in different societies, I mean, of course, we're in America, so it's like, we're able to be a little bit more vocal about it, but it's like, we all feel sexual, like, this is part of our instincts, like, we're human, you know what I mean, so it's like, why not talk about it, why not show it,
Do you write your own lyrics and produce your own stuff?
For my music, my producer is Freddie. He's in there working on our latest single, Club King. He's an amazing producer. He goes by Styles. We actually came together about 3-4 years ago, and we were like, you know what, let's work together. So I write all the lyrics, and he does all the production. But we work hand in hand. So sometimes, like, I'll be like, oh, I want to hear this, I want to hear that. And sometimes he'll be like, well, let's change your lyrics to this. So we work really well together. He's one of my favorite producers to work with. The thing is with me and him is we're both super picky, and we're really, like, we're both perfectionists, so it's been really hard. Like, sometimes we'll work on a song for 4 months, literally 4 months, and it's not like, once a week. It's like over like 300-400 hours in each song, and it's because, like, down to every sound, every pitch, every note, like, we're like super, like, tight on it. And that's what we made sure that we made songs that weren't fillers. Like, we wanted to make songs that were potentially good enough to be singles, and so that's why, like, the genres are, like, super across the board, because we wanted to make sure we hit a lot of different audiences. And it took about 2-3 years to make about 12-13 songs, and it was worth it. Like, I think that there's a lot of quality in our music and a lot of passion. We went through, like, 2 different breakups. There was moments where I recorded Man on the Moon. That was for my father. Like, I was like dead ass, like, crying on the floor when I made that.
What inspired it? Did he pass, or?
For Man on the Moon, the thing is, I've never had really the greatest relationship with my father, but he's always been there for me. He moved my family out to the United States from Argentina, so that I could have a better education. He's like a super talented engineer. He works for the government, and he's just amazingly intelligent, and he always wanted the best for me when it came to education, but I didn't take the conventional route. I could never be a scientist. I wasn't really good in tests. I wasn't good in school. I always acted out, so it's like, and especially after coming out, our relationship just kind of like wasn't the same anymore. And that wasn't the reason why I wrote it, was just because judging on his relationship with women, and how, and seeing how, like, a lot of middle-aged men, especially men who, like, work really hard and who have, like, great careers, like, end up alone, and if they don't end up alone, they end up with, like, passerbyers, like, fucking women who come and go, like the stars, which is what the song is about. It's like, you're constantly searching for the woman that you love, but, like, they don't love you, you know what I mean? They just love what you can give them. They love what you have, and they'll be out of your life just as quick. And so that's what Man on the Moon is. It's like you're constantly like staring at yourself, and you're not giving yourself the love that you deserve. So that song was for all middle-aged men everywhere. It's kind of a weird kind of ode, but the first time I ever started, taking pictures was with disposable cameras. So like we would buy them from Walgreens, and we would take them apart and use the film, and bring it to get processed. And it was actually pretty dope because I got to use enlargers. I got to play around with borders. So I made my own borders. When I enlarged the photos, like I would have like all these textures on the sides because I would like cut off like cardboard paper and I'd put it around the borders. So I guess the first like set of photos were just basically all the girls that were in my group. We shot all over the mission. I shot like some of the girls had like daughters and sons, so I would do like family portraits, and it was all like just black and white photos from disposable cameras from Walgreens. In high school, I lived in Oakland, in San Leandro. I was going to high school there, and then I got shipped to live with my dad in Chicago, and I was living out there. But I lived like in this like suburbia, like it was like I lived there for like a year or two, and it was a city called Aurora, Illinois, where Wayne's World is from. And it was so boring. Like there's literally nothing for me to do out there. So like imagine like this was like during my Chola years, so I went to like this school that was mostly like all white, preppy, Aeropostale, like Abercrombie and Fitch school. And I was like decked out in Dickies and Ben Davis, and like they didn't really see a lot of people from Cali, so like I was pretty strange, so I didn't really make any friends. So I said fuck it. So during lunch I would sneak off into the computer room, and they had like one iMac. I started getting on the internet, and I was like, oh, this is the first time I was like really like engaging in the internet. It's like when it was like Netscape, AOL 4.0, like that time, and they had Photoshop 4.0 on it, and I was like, oh shit, what's this? And I made my first website sophomore in high school, and it was hella. I'll show it to you. I still have it. It was called Hispanic.com with a K, because I'm super against that word. And I was still kind of like, be doing like my political activism, but it was really hard out there. So I was like, I'm just gonna put things online, put writings online, and I got into spoken word, and I was just, I just started getting to that. And then after I did my first website, the way I started was I just stole people's codes from their website, and that's how I learned HTML. Was I would just read the sources, and I got into the language HTML, and I fucked up a lot. I stole templates that looked exactly the same. I got in trouble a lot, but at the same time, it's how I learned. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get to learn through like fancy school. I just stole codes and I deciphered them. And I really thought I was like a hacker. Like I watched, remember Hackers, the movie in '95? Like I was like, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be like a top hacker and shit. I never got into it, but I did get into like learning HTML, and it was a bitch to learn. Like I didn't learn the right way, so it was really hard. But then when I moved back to the Bay Area, Sad Clown of northernwriters.com. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember that website?
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, he was like super innovative. He basically started what a lot of people are doing now, but like he was doing it way before. A lot of people were mad because he was putting like people's albums and shit on there, but it's like in a way like he was doing what people are doing now, understanding that it's promotion, like you're getting out there and people can hear your album, and he also had like a lot of restrictions on the website. Like he was putting on for the Bay Area for the world to hear, you know what I mean? Because that's when the internet was starting to get more into like different households and shit, so people in Germany and people in South America could hear Bay Area rap. And so he heard a couple of my tracks because I was doing more political rap at that time, and he was like, I'm gonna buy you a website. So he bought me LadyTragik.com like almost 10 years ago. He was the reason why I started getting into the internet and putting myself out there. So much love and respect. He's still, to this day, I'm still hosted by him. So much love to Sad Clown of northernwriters.com. He really helped me out, and just from there is what made me want to start my own websites. And I made my own shit, made my own graphics, and then I was recording on my computer, like Acid Pro or some shit. I forgot what I was using, but it was like a shitty ass mic, and I would just do Bay Area covers. Like I would take like Selly Cell instrumentals from like anywhere from like Kugna tracks to Spice One. Like I was really into Bay Area rap at the time. So, like I still am. Like I listen to a lot of house music now, but when I was younger, I grew up on all the people here.